Hello everyone. Well, the journal is finally finished. This journal I called The Winter Fairy. It was a project that I did on my YouTube channel that where I gave the digitals away for free, and they will be for free still for 4 weeks from today, and then I'll replace them with the Etsy listing. This is a soft cover that I made for the journal. The journal is 5 by 7 inches and then has a 3-inch spine. And then in the description, I'll put how many pages is in there. And I just absolutely love this soft cover. It's all my favorite colors in one. This bluish color, brown, beige, and cream. So I really love it. And then there you can see a bit of the inside. So this soft cover is a protective cover to protect all these little parts so that none of them break or get damaged by travel, especially when I ship it. So this journal will be for sale on my Etsy shop as soon as this video airs. So here's the decoration of the cover, the spine, some blue applique flowers. This little brooch comes off. So you can either keep it on here or use it somewhere else. And then this is the back. I just love these colors and I loved making this journal. It just opens like that. That bit of elastic comes off. And then this is the journal. It is very big. I'm going to get something to put underneath it. This was actually my attempt at making a less chunky journal. So I don't know. I don't know what I have to do. So here we have just a little floating pocket that I made with the top of a tissue box. So on the back, we have just some bits and pieces. Little fussy cut, tiny tags, another tag, and a lot of them have writing space on the back. These are just the bits that I can actually fit into the journal, so you could do with these whatever you like. This is in my initial card. I like to include that in my journals just for a personal touch. And then in here, there's a tiny little envelope with some genuine vintage stamps in there. And then there's some writing space here. And then this also comes out. So there the background changed. Love that. And then here you can write on this and you can write on the back. I will put everything back afterwards this time. Here I've put in a piece of lace as a fly page. And here is a window page with a hydrangea leaf in there. Then here we have some writing space. Beautiful cross. Over here, this one does. And then this is a waterfall with writing space on the back of all of these. And there is a little bow charm down here, a metal bow charm. I like that this says The Quiet Afternoon. I stamped on a lot of these page tabs, and then on this dangle here, there's just a metallic pearl bead. There's some writing space here, number 15. This is my 15th journal. And this is a tuck spot up here, so you can definitely hide something in there. This is a shaker card. And then there's a little bit of writing space on the back and writing space underneath that too. Here's the addresses in the fairy's closet. This is an antique book page. Here's a big journaling card with a vintage stamp and some writing space on the back. Writing space, and then I included a lot of these botanical cards from a vintage gardening book I have. Some of them have their names and the scientific names, but some just has the scientific name. And here's our winter fairy with some stitching around the page. This is vintage lace. More writing space. And here's another journaling card. This is coffee stained wax paper. This dangle over here has a little key charm on there. On this page we have a lot of bits and pieces. This is an envelope, obviously. And in here there is another of those botanical cards that I didn't find a use for, so I thought I'd include it, and then you can do with that what you like. I'm not sure what this is. I'm pretty sure it's a collector card, but there's writing space on the back, and then this is genuine vintage advertising. I love that. And here's a nice and big tag to journal on the back of. This here in the back is genuine vintage packaging paper, actually. Here's the butterfly that sits on this page. Grace always wins, and this is a little tuck spot here as well. Writing space, writing space. This is zebra plant with its scientific name, and then this opens up for more writing space. Over here, this is a fabric pocket, an embossed card. And this is a little envelope, and in here there's 2 cards with vintage stamps on them and writing space on the back. Up here there's a very pretty bookmark with some writing space on the back. Then I'm not exactly sure what this is. It looks like it is train tickets maybe, or bus tickets, but it's definitely vintage, so I thought that was pretty cool. Another cross, writing space, and here we have a scrappy little notebook that I love very much. Pray without ceasing. And this is another tuck spot. All these corner clusters are tuck spots. This here is I crochet around the border, the edges of pages, coffee stain pages, and I have a tutorial for that I'll link in the description. Writing space with another butterfly that sits here on the edge of the page. This is a hidden paper clip, so you can move that around if you like. This is a very small and very old page from a small book, 1863. Then on the other side, this is a vintage pattern that I have, dress pattern, actually for a wedding dress. This over here is super cute. It's infant long cloaks. So I thought these would be really cute to fussy cut or to use in another journal. I just think that's adorable. Then over here on this dangle there's a cross and a blue lace agate stone, and that's a gemstone. And this here comes out, an embroidery that I did. I love doing that. This undoes again. I quite like that as a closure. And then this folds out, and there's a pop-up house, the Winter Fairies house. And I think that is so cute. It has all the windows and everything as well. I love doing that. That was so fun. More dresses in her closet, writing space. And this right here, lace pocket with a really pretty bookmark. There's a Bible verse on there. The grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of our God stands forever. And I just think that's beautiful. Writing space, another tuck spot. Loads of writing space. None here. There's beads in the center signature binding, but I missed this ones. Here's also some more beads. And all of the blue lace that you see in this journal is hand dyed. Here's another chapter 15. This boy looks quite sad, but I really like the sketch nature of the image, so I decided to leave it in. Here is another big journaling card with some writing space on the back. and a pair of earrings. I quite like including these in my journals because I love making jewelry and it's a fun element. Another butterfly sitting here on the page. This page is quite fragile. On this, there's another bee dangle here. Then over here, this is a tuck spot, and this is a tuck spot, and that too. So you can hide a lot of things in there if you like. This flips up. Then this flips down. Then you have some writing space here. And then this one comes out for writing space on the back. You can always just replace that with something if you want as well, or cover this and write there, but I thought this was quite an interesting part to leave in and just leave it up to you if you would like to change that. Little bell on this dangle. That's other side of the vintage pattern paper. Pretty fountain in the garden, writing space, writing space. And this is quite interesting, evergreen plants for hedges. So I left that as is. I love hedges. I'd have a whole garden full of them one day if I could. This opens up. Then there's a little bit of hidden writing space in there. Vintage lace. There's our fairy again. This here is a hidden paper clip. Little specimen card, travel the world over to find the beautiful. Then on the other side, there's writing space back there as well. You can just take off the paper clip. This here, I think, was for food stamps, but I'm not exactly sure. It looks like it's for food stamps. Writing space, and on this dangle is another flower. I think I can take this out now, yes. Another flower on here. On this side, this was also in this tutorial, I just didn't add this little trim here that I did later. So here's a little envelope with another one of those floral cards, and this is the last one as well. Then this over here, it opens up. And then there's writing space on the inside of that. And then this over here opens up, or comes out. And there's a really sweet poem about snowflakes there by Ruth M. Arthur. And then it opens up for a hidden writing spot back there. I really love this newsprint-like image, so I didn't cover it, but it would be nice to just stick some coffee stain paper on there to write. Then here's the winter fairy's house. And then same on this side, that could be nice to be covered. Over here we have another specimen card. A soft answer turns away wrath. Then this opens up. In here we just have some bits and pieces. There's a pretty fussy cut of the fairy's dress. This is a chipboard sticker, so you could use that. And then another journaling card. Then I'm just going to put this back in to keep it closed. Then this whole thing pulls up for some hidden writing space back there. More hand-dyed lace. Here's some writing space. And here's a Christmas cactus with its scientific name, and I thought this was especially appropriate because Christmas is in winter now. When I lived in South Africa, Christmas is in summer, but now that I live in the States, Christmas is in winter, so that's pretty cool. And as well, if you turn this over, there is some hidden writing space up there as well. On this page, this is a hidden paper clip, so it can come off as well. And then over here, I just have my signature card that I include in all my journals, number 15. On the other side, you can stick some paper on there, journal on there. This is a really pretty doily that I coffee stained. There's our fairy again. Chapter 15, Forgiveness. I got this out of a secret garden book. Then here we have another journaling card with a vintage stamp, writing space in the back, and a dangle on there with a bead and blue lace agate once again. Writing space, and then this is another tuck spot over here. Another butterfly sitting there. And then more information about those hedges. The last page of our fly page. And then in here is a writing board, just to make it easier to write on some of the bulkier pages. Now, the reason why I leave all my my corner clusters tuck spots is so you can put it in there, turn the page around, and then the cluster doesn't stop you from journaling easily at all. So I feel like that's quite convenient. Okay, that is the journal. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this project with you guys. Like I said at the start, the digitals will be free for 4 more weeks, and then we will probably begin soon with our next project. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless. Bye-bye.